finding none. He saith, I will return unto my house, from whence I came out. This is a story of temptation, the condition of the battle. When he knocks, what will you do?
Kick the bad habit, 8 years clean. Let the homie go and add Christ to my team. Brand new job kinda took me off the scene, but I get every other Sabbath off. I gotta make the green. Job shot me a promotion, new suit, a new desk. Raised the pay a little, but they doubled up the stress. Call me on my off day, asking if I can flex. Seeing I work the Sabbath once this month, damn it, then what's the rest? 11:30, I'm out the Bizzo. Deuces, I got the gizzo. Ran into an old homie trap, we call him Renzo. Gotta keep it short, cause he Carlos to bang 6-0. But I met the cat in preschool, love him like he my kinfolk. Say he need a ride to the corner, back to the hood store. Ran to get a couple of donuts and Coke and Cheetos. Gun went off, and what these niggas shooting at me for? Asleep before I even know, wondering where I went wrong. When you can knock it, what you gon' do? Limo demons, yeah, they coming too. I ain't trying to scare or fear you, but what you gon' do? Temptation knocking, who you running? And the clock is saying tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Pay attention, this is split decision. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. This is scripture, choose your life or death. Kick the bad habit, 8 years clean. Let the homies go and added Christ to my team. Brand new job, tried to take me off the scene, but I told him I need the Sabbath off. Ain't dying for no green. Zeal got me a demotion, more hours, more stress. Dropped the pay a little, but I got the day of rest. Call me on my off day, asking if I can flex. Told him I won't break the Sabbath day, nope, this for all the rest. 11:30, I'm out the Dizzo. Deuces, I got the gizzo. Ran into an old homie trap, we call him Renzo. Gotta keep it short, cause he Carlos to bang 6-0. But I met the cat in preschool, love him like he my kinfolk. Say he need a ride to the corner, I told him no. Gave the brother a couple of flyers, he camping went home. News came on, Ring killed the corner in front of the hood store. Tried to catch me slipping, bro, not my father's business though. When you can knock it, what you gon' do? Limo demons, yeah, they coming too. I ain't trying to scare or fear you, but what you gon' do? Temptation knocking, who you running? And the clock is saying tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Pay attention, this is split decision. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. This is scripture. Now the moral to the story in this life, it ain't that complicated. Choose your life or death, you got the option, you must demonstrate it. Come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul, there will be tribulations. Race ain't to the swift, you might trip and you gon' need the patience. Believe it, man, the times may change, but these demons remain the same. If you don't change your ways, you gon' stumble with the same things. Hit your spiritual ceiling, no growth, no real change. Making all the wrong decisions, repentance was just a phase. Hey, I'm just here to tell the truth. The devil coming through, now what you gon' do? Leave him at the door, invite the whole crew. These conditions of the battle, since Adam you have to choose. Either pick God or be missile food. If you play around with sin, then he gon' get y'all too. Life and death is set before us, win-win or lose-lose. It's repent or die, the decision's on you. When you can knock it, what you gon' do? Limo demons, yeah, they coming too. I ain't trying to scare or fear you, but what you gon' do? Temptation knocking, who you running? And the clock is saying tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Pay attention, this is split decision. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. This is scripture, choose your life or death.
No place is too high, no place is too low. We travel the world just to teach our people. No matter how far, no matter how close, we teaching this word so the gospel can reach you. No place is too high, no place is too low. We travel the world just to teach our people. No matter how far, no matter how close, we teaching this word so the gospel can reach you.
No mountain too high, no valley too low. If we waking up Jacob, then you know I'm trying to go. We planting seeds, then I'm trying to sow. I'm trying to sow. and put my life on the line for the tribes like Geronimo. The Lord turning men into gold. As this story unfolds, truth turn friend into foes. Young bro, shot by the cops, only 12 years old. Negroes fighting for blocks, we don't fighting for souls. We got our boots on the ground. Big city, your small town. If you come up against us, then we shutting you down. If you ain't about your father's business, we don't need them around. To us, the leaders are verbs. To them, the leaders are noun. We trying to reform your thoughts. Even teaching in different languages, we counted the cost. And already know that it's dangerous, but we don't even care. Cause we risking it all to wake our brothers up, scattered abroad.
No place is too high, no place is too low. We travel the world just to teach our people. No matter how far, no matter how close, we teaching this word so the gospel can reach you. No place is too high, no place is too low. We travel the world just to teach our people. No matter how far, no matter how close, we teaching this word so the gospel can reach you. Yeah.
Japan ain't far enough. We a set sail if there was a man in Antarctica. Caravans in Sahara dust. Where you at? Here we come. Plane, van, car, truck. Jacob kids are waking in and taking this truth worldwide. If you say we crazy, then you twisted like some curl fries. When I look into my girl eyes, I see she see the truth. We teach and reap the fruit. Now she see the sheep in groups. IUIC being true. Y'all's armor will rise up, enslaving all the nations that be hating and despise us. Now we on our third quest, 4 countries in 8 days. It's true, you heard that we own the ship, so make way. Coming back the same way, we was grown and made slaves. Captain screaming Mayday, Mayday, they back again. Yes, this really happening. Hell no, we ain't African. We the Israelites, this Israelite, we rest and bring the Sabbath in.
No matter how far we have to go, our people, yeah. We go to our people overseas, the people that are reach. We go and go and go and go. No place is too high, no place is too low. We travel the world just to teach our people. No matter how far, no matter how close, we teaching this word so the gospel can reach you. No place is too high, no place is too low. We travel the world just to teach our people. No matter how far, no matter how close, we teaching this word so the gospel can reach you. Yeah.
Christ. I see Christ in you. You my brother. Okay, hold up. Yeah, I see Christ in you.
I esteem all my brothers to be better than me. Truth be told, truth be told, this is what we must do to avoid envy. Truth be told, truth be told, and blacks and Hispanics are family. Truth be told, truth be told, I just pray you see Christ when you see me. Truth be told, truth be told.
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. You are now tuning into Truth Be Told DC, broadcasting live. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to hear the truth according to the Bible, hosted by IUIC DC. For music, clothing, and instruments of learning, visit originalroyalty.com and israelunite.org. Shalom.
Shalom, fam. Welcome back to Truth Be Told DC. I'm Officer Matthew, and to my right,
Officer Mendel.
Officer Yabon.
And to my left,
Officer Phinehas.
So today's topic is Make America Great Again. I know that title might be shocking, but we're going to go through the scriptures to show proof that these Edomites are trying to make America great again. And we're going to see what God says. But before we get into the scriptures, give me John 8:32 before we get into the video.
This is the book of John, chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So the truth is that it's high time that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans come back to who you are, God's chosen people. You are the people of the book. So let's go ahead and roll that video.
Rome's glory shone for 1,000 years. But nothing lasts forever. In the 3rd century AD, civil war engulfed the empire. Chaos and corruption undermined it from within. And from every direction, its enemies gathered for the kill. Panic spread as terrified Romans sensed the apocalypse at hand. Rome rose to the pinnacle of its extraordinary power and glory in the 200 years after Christ. It grew until the empire united all lands from Spain to Syria and from Scotland to Egypt. More prosperity, more stability, and more peace than the Western world had ever seen. It was in 190 AD, with the mad Emperor Commodus, that it all started to fall apart. Crazy emperors were nothing new to the Roman Empire, so when Commodus started fighting as a gladiator and walking around town dressed like Hercules, Romans weren't too worried. They simply assumed he'd be assassinated like so many before him. He was. Then waited for reason and order to return. It didn't. Civil war broke out as legion fought legion, each trying to install its general as emperor. Anarchy grew. Romans yearned for one of the great emperors of the past to take control. Julius Caesar, an Augustus, a Hadrian. Instead, they got the likes of Elagabalus, proclaimed emperor by the 3rd Legion on May 16th, 218 AD. Elagabalus was a 14-year-old transvestite from Syria, brought up to worship the sun. At 17, he married a male charioteer named Hierocles, who publicly whipped him. It wasn't the only bizarre ceremony to invade the imperial court. In honor of the sun, Elagabalus sometimes walked backwards through the city, carrying a large black stone. Romans looked on, stupefied. When he finally announced he wanted to be castrated, it was the last straw. His own palace guard killed him as he sat on the toilet, then threw his body in the Tiber. Romans wondered how their great empire could have fallen to such a shameful state of affairs. Some believed it was the long-awaited fulfillment of the Sibylline oracles. a series of apocalyptic prophecies that had haunted Rome for centuries.
And on thee one day shall come, O haughty Rome, a deserved blow from heaven. You will be plundered and destroyed, and with wailing and gnashing of teeth you will pay.
So they had transgenders back in the day.
That's a lot of similarities between what was happening back then and what's going on here in America.
Overstretched empire, wars, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get Obadiah verses 1 through 3.
This is the book of Obadiah, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God, concerning Edom.
Concerning who?
Concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
And you see that all over the world. It's going on today. You see that the Iranians is rising up. There's a whole bunch of people rising up. Read.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
And they, when you look at it collectively, they're a small group of people amongst the heathen. You don't see, they the only group that actually lacks melanin on the earth.
Thou art greatly despised.
What?
Thou art greatly despised.
No matter what country you're going to, the so-called white man is hated no matter where you go in the world. Read.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
And so the scriptures are saying he's very prideful.
Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock.
So thou that dwelt in the clefts of the rock. That's where you get the term Caucasian from. It literally means cave dweller from the Caucasus Mountains in Georgia, Russia. Read.
Whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Can a Negro say that? We already at the bottom. Only way you can make that statement, you got to be ruling over the whole earth to make a statement, who going to take me out? And we already know who runs the planet. Job 9:24 tells you that. So let's go ahead and go to Job chapter 30. Because, you know, they're trying to make America great again. Because you see, when you actually look at it, there is actually a civil war going on. We did a show on that, the Edomite Civil War. It is actually taking place where you got, I guess you would call them your conservatives trying to uphold the Constitution and values. And then you got your liberals that's bringing in what you've seen, the transgenders. You got all that.
And you know, the thing about it is the conservatives, they know history, so they understand that when they see the liberals bringing this in, they see that as the end of their empire. That's why you got people like Trump saying we need to make America great again, because he sees that same pattern that happened in Rome.
Greece and Rome.
So they understand that.
So that's the civil war that's going on. You got a group of people trying to take America back to what it was, and then another group destroying it as they did with the Greece and Rome. The same pattern that you saw, and it's going to continue to get worse here in America.
Hey, look, real quick, and the Negroes on the side, on the side of making it worse. You know what I'm saying? That's a joint that's crazy. We already at the bottom. They want to take us all the way under the bottom.
They want more welfare.
Yeah.
More dependence.
That's just crazy, man.
Yeah, get that Job 30 and 5.
This book of Job, chapter 30, verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief.
So this is talking about the white man being persecuted back during the quote-unquote dark ages. Read.
To dwell in the clefts of the valleys.
Where were they chased at?
To dwell in the clefts of the valleys.
They was ran off forth from among men up in the Caucasus Mountain, Georgia, Russia. That's where you get your cave dwellers from. Your Neanderthal men. That's going through that period, the dark ages or the middle ages. Read.
In caves of the earth. And in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they gathered together. They were children of fools.
They were what?
They were children of fools.
Now they ruling over us. Read.
Yea, children of base men.
Of what men?
Of base men. They were viler than the earth.
They were viler than the earth. That's why when you read the scripture, say the vile person shall no more be called liberal. It's telling you, it's talking about the same person. Read.
And now I am their song.
And now I'm what?
Now I'm in their song.
Now they making fun of us. They cracking jokes about us. They the caveman, but yet they got jokes about us now. Read.
Yea, I'm their byword. They abhor me. They flee far from me.
Yeah, they fleeing from us as if we supposed to be fleeing from them because they the baser sort. You know, they completely reversed the roles, man. Read.
and spare not to spit in my face.
And we see that all the time. They spit in our face. That's actually literally, and also through the propaganda lines they put out there about us. So, you want something on that?
Yeah, get that. Don't forget to get that Romans 9 and 24.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got that.
You got that?
Yeah,
coming?
we got that.
Okay, yeah, don't forget that.
Yeah, we got him. So let's go back to Obadiah, and let's read verse 4. No, you talking about Job 9? Oh, we ain't got that. Yeah, get Job 9:24.
Yeah.
Nah, get Job 9:24 real quick to show that the wicked is running the earth.
You read that earlier in Obadiah.
Mm-hmm.
How I was saying they were the wicked in Obadiah.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Hold on, who made Christ white? Read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? And who is he?
So they're like, who else is out here whitewashing the images? Have nobody seen? Whoever seen a depiction of the 12 disciples as being Asian? You seen Jackie Chan in any of the videos or the pictures? That's the foolishness, man. Everybody like they don't know who whitewashed the images.
And he running the world. Who controls the central banks?
Right.
They control the world. You control the money. You control the world.
Right. So, read verse 4 in Obadiah.
It's the book of Obadiah, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
We all know from history, when you look at every Edomite empire, their symbol was the eagle, starting with the Greeks. Read.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence would I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
So after that, after they went up, landed on the moon, they said the eagle is landed. When you look, America, just when you look at the graphs, the economics, the might, it's been going on a downhill course. It's gotten worse and worse. Read. Yeah, so, no, get that nest. Get that nest in Habakkuk 2 and 9. It said he set his nest amongst the stars.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 9. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
That he may set what?
That he may set his nest on high. That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
So that's what he's trying to do. That's why you got Elon Musk and all them talking about leaving the earth.
Hey, yeah, it's all going to Mars and all of that.
Star Wars.
They trying to escape judgment.
They said, "Oh, we know what's coming."
They do believe that. They understand. Our people don't know.
Yeah,
our people say Christ's gonna come back and save them, right?
No, they already say I'm already saved. They already say that.
Yeah,
they don't even need Christ to come back. Because our people say I'm saved and sanctified.
Yeah, Esau saved them.
Right. Yeah, you can save him for that nuke. Now go back to that Obadiah. Oh yeah, get that Habakkuk 3 and 16 for that deliver shot.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops.
Right. So what they gonna be delivered from? They not getting away with nothing. That right there is already letting you know they not getting away with anything.
That shows you that's what they running from. That's why
exactly
they trying to get out of here.
From.
If I was them, I'd be working 24/7 on building space stations,
everything
and everything
spaceships, else. Relays.
Yeah, because you know the scriptures say they do a diligent search. So they know this.
Yeah, they know it.
They did a diligent search, but when we was illiterate and couldn't read for hundreds of years, they studied this Bible inside and out.
There's scholars in that book, the Roman Empire, the Empire of Edomite. They already said we hold Jacob in captivity till Messiah ben David appeared. That was in 1853. They already figured it out.
That's why they trying to get up out of here. They've been doing all this research with their space stations. They say, hey, we need to go to Mars now. We need to create a new Earth on Mars.
And that's why they trying to make America great, because they don't want this kingdom to fall. They see it sliding and going off a cliff.
Right, because you got one group literally pulling it off the cliff and another group trying to uphold it. That's why you got your alt-right, your your militias and all of them. They understand history. They know what's going on. Then you got your liberals. They the one that's bringing in all the decadence. When you actually look at it, what the agendas they push, particularly they push in our community, homosexuality, abortion, transgenderism, all the foolishness they push.
Right, and remember we got this dude, what's his name, the Microsoft brother.
Bill Gates.
Yeah, they want to kill half of the population. So that's another form. You got that whole movement going.
But they all fall on the left though, because they understand that what they pushing is all death though. You gotta, like homosexuality, you know that you can't reproduce with that. Everything they pushing is death, and our people love it. So where we at with that? Yeah, go back to Obadiah 4 real quick.
It's the book of Obadiah, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
They got the space station up there.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
And that's what we seeing. That's what we seeing today.
Well, we saw it in the video, but we're going to show you present day.
Right, yeah.
Because y'all think it's just there. It's happening. What happened in Rome with the transgender and all that stuff.
Yeah, with the transgender. Roll this one. Let's see what's going on today.
This man says he's transracial.
Oh, God, not this again. This milky white tub of lard born Adam says he now identifies as a Filipino woman called Jadu.
Whenever I'm around the music, I'm around the food, I feel like I'm in my own skin.
Yeah, you're about as Filipino as Rachel Dolezal is African American.
Are you African American?
Who was born white, but believes that he is Filipino. There are just so many questions here.
You're the news. Why are you treating this as a real news story? What's wrong with you?
So many questions here.
But wait, it gets worse. They talked to a psychologist who, instead of having a normal reaction, you know, laughing uncontrollably for minutes on end, actually legitimized this moron's feverish delusion.
Are they hurting you? Are they hurting anyone else? Are they hurting themselves? And are they just trying to be who they feel they are inside? They're going to be happier.
Okay, so I've decided that I'm a black single mother with 8 children. Can I take advantage of affirmative action? Can I get welfare? I mean, this is who I feel I am on the inside, and I'm not hurting anyone, so who are you to tell me I can't be happy? But it's like at least Rachel Dolezal made the effort. She blacked up and put her hair in cornrows. What's this guy done? Dyed his hair pink and bought a tuk-tuk. He hasn't even made the effort to look like a woman, never mind Filipino. At least the girl who claims she's a cat born in a human body commits to it.
I'd watch the History Channel sometimes for hours.
Oh, but he's watched the History Channel, okay? I've watched some kids' television and now I identify as Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
You know, I had to make sure that it wasn't just me, because if it's just me, then there must be something wrong, or maybe I'm just strange.
Yeah, if we can agree on one thing, mate, it's that you're strange. But hey, when you've got pundits on actual mainstream news shows saying that you can just become black if you feel like it, then all bets are off.
But is it possible that she might actually be black? And there is actually a different category of blackness that is about the achievement of blackness despite one's parentage. Is that possible?
It's absolutely possible.
So if I wear a sombrero on Halloween, I'm guilty of cultural appropriation. But if I just start walking around claiming to be Mexican, that's okay. This is the bed you progressives have made with this everything is a social construct crap. So it's time to lie in it. If you're going to claim that men can have babies, that gender is fluid,
and a person's gender identity may change over their lifetime,
that infants shouldn't be assigned a sex at birth, if you're going to claim that biological science no longer matters, and that we're
on a spectrum,
then you can't argue against this freak's claim that she's a reptile. You can't argue against this weirdo's claim that he's a 6-year-old girl.
I have a mommy and daddy, adopted mommy and daddy, who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl.
You can't argue against this idiot's claim that he's Filipino. Embrace it, because you're responsible for all this insanity. Time to own it. Please click.
Yeah, that was a good laugh.
Hey, look, but that's showing you the decadence that's increasing. You see all the wide spectrum of people. You got the a transgender Filipino woman, and then you had the lizard man. You had the lady that identifies as a cat, and this like a whole group of people that identify as dogs.
A grown ass dude was a baby.
He got adopted. This old ass dude talking about he a 6-year-old girl.
Yeah. Sitting on this old ass man's lap. Yo, This place is gone, man. If you can't see it, come on, get Obadiah 5.
It's the book of Obadiah, verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night.
Because that's how a thief gonna come.
How art thou cut off?
Meaning, how he gonna finish doing what he's doing?
Would they not have stolen it? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Because a thief, he gonna come in your house, get your TV. He might get the DVD player, and he gonna bounce. That's not what Esau do. Esau steals everything. Read.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they said, go to Job. Go to Job. Go to Job. Jump to Job real quick. Because a normal thief is going to take some. Just letting you know, if a grape gathering grapes, he going to leave some grapes on the vine. It'll be some grapes on the ground. Esau not doing none of that. He taking the whole thing. And he's still stealing today. So you got that?
This book of Job, chapter 12, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, who knoweth not such things are these? I am as one mocked of his neighbor, who called upon God, and he answered him. The just upright man is laughed to scorn.
And you see that today. You see we bringing out this word. We showing the decadence that's going on. They laughing at us, but they see a fat white man driving in the tuk-tuk, calling himself Filipino. They not laughing at him. They laughing at us. That's showing you this place is gone mad, bro. Read.
He that is ready to slip with his feet, it is as a lamp despised in the thought of him that is at ease.
Mm-hmm.
The tabernacles of robbers prosper.
The what?
The tabernacles of robbers prosper.
And that's why a lot of our people follow the white man today, because they see that he prospered. He running the country, running the world, and now people hitch their cart to this thief. Read.
And they that provoke God are secure.
Mm-hmm.
In whose hand God bringeth abundantly.
Right, and that's what they look. They looking at this man like, man, the Most High got to be working with him. He got everything. He untouchable. Sisters blonde in their hair. It's the whole craze that's going on.
Getting back to the point, he stole everything.
Exactly. That's how he prospers. He didn't have to pay for nothing.
Stole everything.
So go to Obadiah 6.
It's the book of Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things Esau searched out?
Mm-hmm.
How are his head things sought up?
Right, like you can't hide nothing from this man. This man all up. He got everything. He pulling out the books, the records. Look at how he doing the tax time. They'll come back and get you from something 30 years ago. How he searching these things out, man? And the man that stole everything.
All right, so we getting into the fall of America, and like Officer Matthew was bringing out, a lot of Edomites, they see America falling down, so that's why they elected Donald Trump. They're like, oh, we gotta save this empire, and on the flip side, you got people going against that. So it's a struggle there, because you got people that's real decadent. That's why even like a lot of the liberals, they want to bring in socialism so they can just stay at home and just collect a check and don't do nothing, or get free school. They got Bernie Sanders talking about free college for everybody.
Right, and no one, and the thing is that our people so destroyed, they don't even realize that system, that welfare system, they called it welfare for that, but it's actually socialism, destroyed our community, and they want more of it.
Yeah. But you have even some of our own people that recognize that these policies have not helped our communities, like your Kanye West and stuff like that. A lot of people mad at Kanye, but I'm gonna tell you something. I give the brother some credit. At least he realized what we've been doing ain't working.
Right. He got
his new solution.
And that
might
brother
not be
bugged out, and he see that.
Yeah, he see that because he grew up in Chicago. So he like, man, Obama ain't do nothing for Chicago. He see it's worse now than what it was when Obama was in there.
Right.
So now, him going to Trump, we understand, knowing the scriptures, that that's not the way. But I give the brother some credit. At least the brother is wise enough to figure out that
the people that's stabbing him in the back is literally stabbing him in the back.
Yeah, he understands that they not helping. So let's go ahead and get Proverbs 3 and 31.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
So we can't be envying the Edomite empire, and we can't choose none of his ways, voting, his policies, and things like that. Like I said, I'm not trying to knock the brother, because I think the brother genuinely wants to help his people. He just don't. Man, somebody got to give him a flyer. Y'all see the brother, give him a flyer, man. But because they think that these politicians and different people have answers. They have not been shown that our answers are in the Bible. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to where we going now. Psalm 73.
the book of Psalms. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 7. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart than could wish. They are corrupt, speak wickedly concerning oppression.
Okay, so these some of the people out there that when they see, they got everything, like you got your Floyd Mayweathers and some of these other brothers out there that's got more than what they get spent. He got, 10 Lamborghinis or some crazy stuff like that. What you need, 10 Lamborghinis, man. But it says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. Because some of our people, especially like the politicians, our black politicians, if you really go out against oppression and stuff like that, you say something about Planned Parenthood or something like that, real oppression, they'll shut you down. Any made up thing, they'll go along with it. But when you start bringing out real oppression, like we had that one video of John Lewis when he said everything was going good in Michigan when they ain't even got clean water. Remember that on one of the videos we did?
He was stuck. He said everything's well up in there. Everything going well in Chicago.
So they good with the oppression. Go ahead.
They speak it loftily. Verse 9. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
So they set their mouth against the heaven, meaning that when it come to God, if you say something about like we're gonna come with the Bible, we got solutions out of here, they don't want to hear that. You gotta either vote for me, or you gotta come up with some type of financial plan or something like that. Anything but the Bible is the solution. Go ahead.
Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. And they say, how doeth God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world. They increase in riches.
Because a lot of these people are not concerned about us because they prosper in this world. They already in heaven. You got a lot of your politicians like, what's the lady name? Maxine Waters. She live in like a $4 or $6 million house.
Yeah, she don't even live in the community that she represent.
Yeah, you got and our people be following these people, thinking these people genuinely trying to help them when they just looking out for themselves. They already in heaven.
Right, but look though, all credit to, I'm not going to take everything away from Maxine Waters. When she first came on the scene, the sister was actually about her business and helping her people, expose them, bringing in the drugs and stuff into the community. But it just show you that a gift destroyed her heart. She got up there, they got her paid. Now she just pimping the people, man.
Yeah, man, that's what's happening. All right, so let's go ahead to Sirach 38.
This is the book of Sirach, also Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 38, verse 30. He fashioned the clay with his arm and bowed down his strength before his feet. He applied himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his works.
So this is people that trust in their own works. They can do a lot of different things. You got people out here that's sports entertainers. You have people out here that might work for a law firm or different things like that. And a lot of times when you talk to these people, they are satisfied with the way things are. Even though you could go right down to Detroit or Southeast D.C. or Baltimore and see it, majority of your people living in hell because you got yourself a little house and a car and stuff like that. You got your little job. You good. Go ahead.
Verse 32. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they should not dwell where they will, nor go up and down.
So these type of people are necessary because they have to you need lawyers and different stuff like that. You got to have these kind of people, but go ahead.
They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat.
These people are not going to be what you call men of the Lord. They're not going to be the people that you come to for godly counsel. Go ahead.
Nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they should not be found where parables are spoken. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft.
So these people are only concerned with keeping America going. So you got a lot of these people that's out there, they see somebody like Donald Trump that's a businessman and stuff like that. A lot of our people be like, well, we got to support him. He going to help my business. He going to do this and do that. Their concern is keeping this empire going. And we know as Israelites, we want Christ to come back. So we know that. But there's the exact opposite, because you got a lot of our people that want to see America prosper. A lot of our people want to see that. All right, so let's go ahead and go to First Maccabees 1 and 11.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days, when they're out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
You see that? That's how you got our people today. They want to make a covenant with these political parties, things like that. Like, you know, you got a lot of our brothers and sisters. Like I said, they like Donald Trump. You got like Snoop Dogg and all them. But they was on Hillary Clinton. They had one of the brothers threaten Kanye West.
Said he was gonna get the Daz Dillinger. Said he's gonna get the Crips to F the brother up. Like, you know, like that's to show you that the program responsive our people. You got somebody. Oh, obviously we don't agree with none of the foolishness, but a brother expressed a different opinion. Now you calling in his own brothers to come take their brother life, man. Our people wicked as hell, man.
And you know what? What's wrong with a free-thinking brother? Like I said, I don't agree with what the brother's thinking, but I mean, you going to send somebody out to kill a brother?
That's a coon mentality.
It is. That's the same thing that the KKK did when you got off the
Democratic plantation back in the day.
That was a Democratic army, their military branch. The KKK was.
But now you got our own people doing it now.
Yeah, you sure do. So let's go ahead and run a video of the sister and the brother. Well, the sister right here that's standing up for Donald Trump and all of that. Because like I said, we got these kind of people out there. Go ahead.
So Kanye West shedding some followers on Twitter because of the love that he's showing for President Trump and for my next guest. This morning he called President Trump his brother. You don't have to agree with Trump, he wrote, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought, to which President Trump replied, thank you, Kanye. Very cool. It seems Kanye is okay with 2 terms for the president, but he also tweeted a look into the future at his own run with this cryptic 2024. And it seems that it all started after the pushback Kanye got for writing, I love the way Candace Owens thinks. Here now is Candace Owens, Communications Director of Turning Point USA. Candace, good to see you tonight. Thank you very much for being with us this evening. I want to put up a tweet that you wrote. You said the masters control everything, including who blacks and even are allowed to like. Kanye tweeted 7 words. 7 words. And they jumped up and told blacks that they must immediately revolt. How many of you jumped up and did that? How many of you have your minds enslaved? Tell me about writing that.
It's just the truth. It's what I've been preaching about long before Kanye wrote this 7-word tweet that broke the internet, is that at once they enslaved our bodies, the Democratic Party, but today they have enslaved our minds. They have told us who we must love, who we must hate, what we must think, what ideas are unacceptable. And in the long run, it just doesn't add up. Listen, I think differently. Kanye West thinks differently. I can guarantee you if he and I get in the same room, we will have a lot of disagreements. But the one thing that we will celebrate is our right to think differently. I don't understand what's so controversial for the left to understand this. The way that they have demonized him in the last 72 hours is almost sickening, but at the end of the day, it's going to have adverse effects. I can guarantee you that.
Well, Kim Kardashian seems a bit concerned about it. She tweeted to the media, trying to demonize my husband. Let me say this, your commentary on Kanye being erratic and his tweets being disturbing is actually scary. So quick to label him as having mental health issues just by being himself. He's always been expressive. It's not fair. I want to take a look at John Legend, too, because he is very upset. I love that great, brilliant artists have the power to imagine a better future, but artists can't be blind to the truth. Candace.
Well, first of all, John Legend has me blocked on Twitter. He and his wife made some very vicious attacks against me before Kanye ever got involved. They said some nasty things to me because I support President Trump. That's the only reason. At the end of the day, I think that this is sort of foot-in-your-mouth syndrome with John Legend and his wife, Chrissy Teigen. They've been disgusting. They have led the pack in hate against President Trump, in so much that President Trump blocked his wife because she basically said, if you don't agree with me, I have the right to bully you. These are the celebs that say that they preach love. They don't preach love. What Kanye West is preaching right now is love, and Kim Kardashian is going to stand beside her husband and the father of her children, and I'm proud, very proud to say that I stand with both of them.
So when you look at how the African American community has been treated by President Trump versus President Obama, you know, in terms of support, in terms of economic encouragement, in terms of empowerment, who do you think did a better job, has done a better job?
I think President Barack Obama did a better job at creating a facade. That's exactly what it was. It was a facade. It was a mirage, and we were all dying in a desert is what really happened, okay? He had tons of hip-hop artists. He had Jay-Z and Beyonce there all the time. But at the end of the day, what was going on in Chicago? Nothing got better in the black community. In fact, things got worse for the black community. He stepped out of the office, and the country had never been more divided. I never felt this way about blacks and whites when I was growing up in school. But I feel this way now because that's what Barack Obama effectively worked on. It was a way to enslave us to the Democratic Party.
You know, do you think he wasted an opportunity, President Obama?
No, I think that he never really had power. At the end of the day, he never really had any power because he borrowed a lot of money to get into office. And at the end of the day, if you borrow money, they are the people that control your strings. On the other hand, we have President Donald Trump, and he's completely free because he walked in there as a billionaire, and they tried to demonize that. He became a billionaire because of capitalism and free markets, things that we should be celebrating in this country. That is what America is all about, the American dream, and anybody can do that. I'm so happy, again, to see that Kanye West is giving the American dream back to black America.
All right, Candace, thank you very much. Very interesting to talk with you, and I'm glad you're here tonight. We hope to see you again soon. Many thanks.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet, anytime. So Kanye West shedding some followers on...
Yeah, so like I said, you know, the sister, she brought out a lot of good points, you know, about, you know, the frustration that a lot of people turn into Trump now because they say Obama didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing in Chicago.
It got worse. It got worse in Chicago. Those are all facts. And, you know, obviously we need to get that sister a flyer, but at the end of the day, you know, you can't really deny the effects of the Democratic Party as far as a stronghold on the mind of the Negro. I mean, Barack Obama could have been out there barbecuing babies on the White House lawn, and the people would have, none of our people wouldn't have said nothing about that.
Yeah, like I said, that's just a product of the frustration that our people are having, and they just haven't been introduced to, you know, that we're supposed to turn our trust into the Most High. She's turning to Donald Trump now because she was, from what I understand, the little bit I know about the sister, she was a big Democrat. She was a Barack Obama fan, and something transpired. I don't know what it was, but then that's when she found out the truth of what was going on behind the Democratic Party, so she flipped. So she hasn't been somebody that's been like a Republican the whole time for the little bit of research I did. But like I said, a lot of people right now are frustrated because they're looking for answers, and it's up to us to get out there and give them the answers.
Right. That's our job. That's our job, to give the answers according to the scriptures.
All right, so let's go to Isaiah 30 because we're all about the scriptures. You know, that's where our answers are. We know Donald Trump is not the answer for us, Hillary Clinton, or anybody else. So let's go here.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
So they take counsel, but not of God. Because why? A lot of our people look to politicians. They look to financial things. What else do they look to?
Religion.
Yeah, religion. A lot of them look to religion. But they're not taking counsel from God, meaning this Bible. They're not doing what the Bible tells them to do. Go ahead.
And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
Not of God's spirit. Go ahead.
That they may add sin to sin.
Because they like sin. Just like a lot of people, you tell them, hey, we ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas according to the Bible. But they don't want to hear that. They just keep on doing what they're doing. Go ahead.
That walk to go down into Egypt.
Because back then they would go back to Egypt. But here, what's Egypt? It's America. You got the monument, the obelisk right there. You got everything that Egypt had, you have right here in America. Go ahead.
And have not asked in my mouth.
How do you ask at God's mouth? Meaning that when you want a solution to your problem, you go to the Bible. You get your solution out of the Bible.
Right, not Donald Trump or Barack Obama.
Exactly. Go ahead.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
So she, like the sister there, she strengthened herself with Donald Trump. That's Pharaoh now. It's Donald Trump. Go ahead.
And to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Because she's trusting in America. She's trusting in the
democracy,
system.
Free market.
The free market, all the stuff that the sister was saying. Go ahead.
Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
That's why we got to get our people out of that, because our people put their trust. Even a lot of these wicked churches, they'll bring a politician right in the church.
Oh, the Democrats gonna be all up in the churches this summer, throughout the summer and the fall, because they got the posters up for elections in the area all over the place. And they show up right in the churches.
And you know what's crazy about that is they show up, and a lot of them support abortion.
Gay
homosexuality, all
transgenders.
this. And then the pastor being there and say, this is so-and-so, vote for this dude. With all these abominable things that he stand for. Man, our people is crazy, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Let's go ahead to Proverbs. Proverbs 1:7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge.
Because when you fear God, how do you show that you fear God? By keeping his commandments. Go ahead.
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
But a fool don't want to keep the commandments. They don't like that. They want to stay ignorant. They want to stay in the place where they are. Jump down to 22.
Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity?
Because that's what a lot of our people like. They love this simple life that America has to offer. That's what they love. They don't believe the Bible, so they don't believe that it's a better place for them. They don't believe that when Christ come back, we're going to be so much better off.
Right, like, I mean, look at, you got a fat white man driving around in a tuk-tuk calling himself a Filipino woman. I mean, how much worse can it get?
And if you look at it historically, you know, when you go back to the 70s and you look at today, is this place getting better or worse? It's getting worse. So what do you think it's going to be like 20 years from now? You know what I'm saying? You already can see from the video we played earlier where it's headed. So you can see that this place ain't going to be around forever. It's going to fall. It's no place can make it going in the direction that this country's going in. Go ahead.
And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Fools hate knowledge, because that's a lot of times that's what you see. People just don't want to hear the Bible. The knowledge is in this Bible right here. Go ahead.
Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
So if you turn to the Most High, he's going to make his words known unto you. And that's how we're going to get right. Okay, so let's go back to Maccabees. First Maccabees, because this happens today. Right here, this is a heavy scripture right here. Y'all
heavy scripture.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 11, verse 21. Then certain ungodly persons who hated their own people.
They did what?
They hated their own people.
So yes, certain ungodly persons who hated their own people. We see that a whole lot, man.
We saw the clip off the thing they had on Capitol Hill about the sisters getting the block, and the brother was up there like, y'all making money off Facebook? It was a brother speaking to some sisters, grilling them about monetizing their Facebook channel. Like,
yeah,
they supposed to be on welfare?
Yeah, y'all making a lot of money on Facebook. And I'm like, this is a brother.
Yeah.
Talking to two sisters like that. Like, he was mad because the sisters was making money on Facebook.
That joint was crazy. And this the same brother that said that if you put too many troops on the island would capsize.
And this dude is running, he's in office.
And our people putting this dude, and that's just telling you, man, how far that.
If y'all can find that video, find
that video. He said an island going to capsize. This is showing you how sick our people are. Our people went down there in Georgia still voting this Negro when he said an island, if you put too much weight on, it's going to flip over like a boat.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, you got to play the video. Let's finish reading the scripture. We're going to get the video because I know people don't believe it. Hey, this truth be told, man. We're going to give you the truth. Because I know y'all don't believe it, but we're going to have a video for you. Go ahead.
There's certain ungodly persons who hated their own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the tower.
You see that? They hated their own people so much that they went back and snitched on
That's what I'm
Jonathan.
saying. That's the same thing you did on the plantation.
They got the video, so let's play the video. We're going to play the video with the brother where he was talking about how much money they was making too. But play this idiot here. Nah, we can find it though. Play this idiot. Put it on there.
Yeah, put him on there. Play that.
This is a island that at its widest level is 12 miles from shore to shore, and at its smallest level or smallest location, it's 7 miles between one shore and the other. Is that correct?
I don't have the exact dimensions, but to your point, sir, I think Guam is a small island.
Very small island, and about 24 miles, if I recall, long. So 24 miles long, about 7 miles wide at the least widest place on the island, and about 12 miles wide on the widest part of the island. And I don't know how many square miles that is. Do you happen to know?
I don't have that figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that. The Guam population, I think, currently about 175,000, and again, with 8,000 Marines and their families.
Hey, look, y'all thought we was joking.
They
now,
did.
Look, this idiot is still in office.
That's who our people. That's our people. They don't. Instead of voting for Christ by keeping the commandments, they putting somebody in there that say an island gonna capsize.
Now this gonna go to that scripture. Certainly ungodly people that hated their own people. Now watch what this brother did to these sisters right here.
Right, his own people. Go back. Yeah, come back. Yeah, get the video though, because this video, he really grilling the sisters about monetizing their channel on you. Was it YouTube?
Yeah, they was talking about how much money they making.
Right.
They shouldn't be making so much money, but
y'all making a lot of money.
Yeah, I just want to play a little bit of that, then we're gonna get on. But it's gonna go with this scripture right here. Certain ungodly people that hated their own people. Go ahead and get that. You got it, or you can't find it.
Can't get the.
Are they still looking for it? Okay, so we'll move on. We'll come back to it. Because I'm telling y'all, these people is crazy, man. That dude right there, I don't know how he getting in office. Let's go to Psalms 37. I don't know what y'all doing down there in Georgia. Y'all need to check y'all spirits.
Need to repent down there.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Go ahead.
For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb.
So what our people got to understand is that Esau right now, he's ruling. He's ruling this thing. We can't be envious about the state that he's in. We're never going to be at his level because we're in captivity still. That's what a lot of our people don't understand.
Right, and we're supposed to be above his level anyway, but I got to give a shout out. Somebody posted a funny comment on Periscope about the brother making a gesture with his hands about the island flipping over. I ain't even really peeped that joint. Yeah, man, all praises, man. Y'all in the spirit out there, man. Keep listening, man.
Yeah, y'all find that joint? Y'all couldn't find it? Okay. Well, if y'all get a chance to look it up, we ain't got it. But you're going to see that the same brother that's talking about the island flipping over, grilling the sisters, Diamond and Silk. You know, I don't agree with the sisters, but just to see the hatred towards the sisters.
We want y'all to see that so you can see the hatred that our people have, you know, for their own people, man. Yes. Like, you should be encouraging the sisters to monetize and make money, you know, be entrepreneurs.
Okay, let's start with let's get second. You got it? You got the video? You got a video? Okay, put it up.
Yeah,
put it up.
They're going to show you an example. His own people, man.
The same dumb brother talking about an island flipping over
with his hands down.
All right, he don't got the video. All right, let's get Second Thessalonians 2 and 3.
It's the book of Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin be revealed.
So it says, let no man deceive you by any means, no matter what politics, religion, or anything. Don't let them fool you. For that day shall come, the second coming of Christ, except there come a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So this is already written in the scriptures that this will come to pass, that they will fall. But even when you look at world history, all kingdoms fell. But Esau, in this last kingdom, they want to go on forever. You can see it because they portray their space movies, how they're going to go to a new frontier, and they're actually trying to do this stuff today by going to Mars, wanting to set up space stations on the moon, and they want to travel further. They're trying to, they're doing their little science studies on trying to do the, what's that, the hydro sleep or whatever, where they can sleep for a long period of time, like they put in their movies.
Yeah, the thing where they freeze you over or something.
Yeah, and then you wake back up and you millions of, hundreds of years later, you at a planet. They really pushing for this stuff. They really trying to do it. Yeah, they trying to get up out of it because they know what's coming.
And it ain't gonna be. They ain't gonna take your black behind on those spaceships with them. Nope. But they could do it either.
All right, let's get Luke 21 and 24. He finally got it. He got the video. You got it this time. All right, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
You better have it this time, brother. You're making us look bad.
You have taken something and you have moved forward with it, exercising your First Amendment rights, and you've made a ton of money off of Facebook. Isn't that correct?
Absolutely not, because Facebook censored us for 6 months.
Now, Donald Trump introduced you all at a rally last year, and he introduced y'all saying that you were very popular and you had made a ton of money based on your affiliation with him. Isn't that correct?
Let me tell you what he was doing. He was calling those things that was not as though they were, is what he was doing then. But let me tell you something.
But he has given you...
But Facebook censored us for 6 months.
It goes on. Can I just jump in for a second?
Sure.
Now, later, Kim is going to give you the details on, you know, how they're getting funded and outright lies that they've told. But I do really appreciate her fire and passion. I mean, I don't agree with her, and again, there were some lies told there, but I don't know, something appeals to me in that form.
Yeah, get that devil off the screen. The point we were showing is that, brother, and he repeated that like several times. Y'all making money? Y'all supposed to be on welfare.
That's hatred for your own people. Yeah, bro. That's what it was. Even if you don't agree with the sisters, they your sisters.
And what's wrong with a sister making money monetizing her YouTube channel?
All right, let's get Luke 21 and 24.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
So this is Christ speaking. He's talking about us, that we shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive. This is when Rome sacked Jerusalem. Read on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
So this is a prophecy that Christ spoke when he walked this earth. And he said that Jerusalem will be sacked, that we will be slaughtered, and that the Gentiles will possess the land.
And look, it said led away captive into all nations too.
Yeah.
So that's key right there, because a lot of people out there, you know, they don't read that scripture right there and understand that the Israelites are scattered, a majority of them here in America. And that's why I say a lot of people don't believe the Bible, because when you bring that out, they just don't believe it. They say, I'm a Gentile.
Hey, let's get Romans 9 and 13 through 22.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
You see that? This is the Most High God speaking. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Because it was written in Malachi. in the book of Malachi, in the Old Testament,
right,
that the Most High God hated Esau.
And when you bring that out, a lot of people still be in denial about that.
Hell yeah, they still be in denial. It's like, no, God don't hate. My God don't hate.
Right.
Hey, let me put it in the plain English form. God loves the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native American, and he hates the white man. That's what that scripture just said, plain and clear.
Right.
Because that's the forefather of the right race, Esau. We've proven it many times.
They write it themselves.
Yep. Read on.
Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Is there unrighteousness with God because he hates Esau? Read.
God forbid.
No. How you going to tell the creator of the entire earth, the universe, everything, that he's wrong for having a particular people that he loves and he wants to be over all nations? According to his order. No, God, you can't be that way. That's instant death right there. That's speaking against the Most High.
And you at the bottom making that statement. That's the thing that's even crazier to me. You at the bottom and you worried about this man who got his foot on your neck and in your hind parts.
Read on.
Verse 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on who I have mercy, and I will have compassion on who I will have compassion.
You see that? The Most High God said, I'm going to do what I want to do. If I want to have mercy on somebody, I'm going to have mercy on them. That's why we tell brothers, not everybody has the same judgment. The Most High God's not dealing with everybody the same way. Most High say, look, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. He makes the final decision. You can't persuade or sway his opinion about what he wants to do. Read on.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
So no matter how much works you've done or how much you say, I have spread the gospel from corner to corner. I have flown to California to New York in my private jet. I have a $20 million church, a mega church. I have all of these followers on Facebook. I have spread the word of Jesus Christ to the world. It said no. It says, so then it is not of him that willeth, because a lot of people willeth that they going to heaven, they going to get the kingdom, that God loves everybody. Nor him that runneth. You can run to and fro. I'm feeding the poor. I'm doing all of this, but you still ain't keeping God's commandments. But God that showeth mercy. So God will have mercy on those that's keeping his commandments. How the hell you want mercy from the Most High God and you a disobedient child?
You ain't doing nothing that he telling you to do.
You ain't doing nothing he telling you to do, but yet you want treats and rewards. That's like Esau's relationship with their children. Maybe that's why they got that in today's Christianity.
Right. And that's our relation now with how we roll with our kids now. Copying them.
Yeah, okay. Read on.
Verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So just the way during the time when Moses was there, Pharaoh, the Egyptians, was the most powerful kingdom in the world. So the Most High God is doing a comparison. The same way that I have raised up Egypt, I will raise up America, Babylon the Great, to be the most powerful nation in the world, which you can clearly see. You got Trump up here saying all types of stuff out of his mouth to these other nations, and they don't do anything because they fear them. Because America is the most powerful nation in the world. They are at the top, and they want to maintain that. That's why he's building up the military. They want to maintain their dominance over the United States. But that's why the Most High said, I'm going to raise them up real high, and then I'm going to destroy them. Read. Is that it?
That was it.
Okay, yeah. Let's get 2 Thessalonians. Actually, no, you ain't read all the way down, bro. Read all the way down. You gotta get it. You gotta stick to the point of Esau. Read on.
Verse 18. Therefore he had mercy on who we have mercy. 22. Verse 22. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath, fitted to destruction.
So Esau is the vessel of wrath. When you read the scriptures like 2 Peter 3 and 7, when you read 2 Maccabees 6 and 12, Esau is the vessel that is fitted for wrath, but they also fitted for destruction. They are a weapon that the Most High God is using to punish us. When you really look at it, we went from captivity to captivity to captivity to captivity. The Most High God had the worst, the most vilest nation to destroy us the most.
Completely destroy us.
Completely
took
destroy
our nationality. The first captivity, we lost our nationality.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Esau is sort of like when your mama go to the backyard and get a switch. Once she finishes with that switch, she just throws it out the fire or whatever. You know what I mean? That's what the Most High is doing with them. He used them the same way your mom used the switch. Once you get a beating with it, that was the end of the switch. The same thing gonna happen with them.
Get the Psalm 17 and 13 to prove that, though, so we can prove that to the people that we're not making that up.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
That's crystal clear. It's letting you know.
Right. We read earlier that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked in Job. And we understand that who runs the world? Because it's not Ishmael. Ishmael not running the world. The Chinese not running the world.
Man, the Chinese man had to bow down and say, look, man, I'm putting my nukes away, man. Don't blow my little country up.
Yeah. They not running the world.
Fried rice over there.
The Aborigines not running the world. Who's running the world? The so-called white man's running the world. They in all lands. They in everybody's land.
You got to think, like you said, the fear of this country is that you got a dude over there said, you know what, I'm completely getting rid of my nukes because I don't want to be destroyed.
Instead of them saying, mind your business.
Right. I'm going
to do what I want to do.
Because this is my damn country. I can do what I want to do. How you going to tell me what to do? That's like somebody telling you what to do in your own house. Like, come on, man.
Hey, let's go to the next verse, bro. Let's get Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Because when you even look at the state of our people worship him as God. Caesar Borgia. You have white supremacy that is pushed all throughout the United States and even across the world, where you even got the Chinese man blonde in his head. And they even do their little anime and make themselves look white.
Yeah, they got big eyes. They don't give them the slant eyes. And you know, it's another thing, too, that's I find ironic about our people. You'll look at a Black Lives Movement rally, or whatever you want to call it, and then it'll be sisters and brothers in there with blonde hair.
That's hypocrisy.
Boy, Black Lives Matter, and there's a whole bunch of lesbians which
or
can't reproduce, so they can't even produce the Black Lives that matter. That don't even make sense. How Black Lives Matter? You can't even reproduce. Let's get the hell out of here, man.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, all right. Let's get now. Let's jump to Revelations 13, 5 and through 7.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwelleth in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
You see that? This is talking about your so-called white man right here. You see I said that he was given power to overthrow the saints. The saints are you Israelites. And he was given power because we didn't keep God's laws. That's back in Deuteronomy 28, when Moses gave us the warning that this will come to pass if we don't keep his commandments. So the Most High said, okay, you're not going to keep these commandments? I'm going to put the vilest nation over you. Because remember, even in times of old, Esau has been trying to kill us for hundreds of years before they took us down. They had hatreds for, when you read the book of Esther, Esau, Haman, he was Esau.
Yeah.
He was trying to destroy the entire nation. There's always been that hatred. Esau has always hated Jacob.
And that spirit came back on Margaret Singer with the Planned Parenthood.
Yep. Because you want to know why. Why is it that the so-called white man that has power over the blacks and Hispanics and Native American, but he still looks upon them with such hatred and disdain? It's like, what do we do? You already over us. We already oppressed. What's going on?
How you gonna get more oppressed?
Hey, you finish that, bro?
Yes, that was it.
All right, go to 2 Thessalonians 2:5-6.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
See that? It says that he might be revealed in his time. So a couple of years from now, let's say during like the early 80s, well, I can't even really say that because, during like the 60s, a lot of our people understood that the so-called white man was the enemy to our nations. And then drugs came into the neighborhoods, crime.
Affirmative action and welfare.
Yep. Then our people became dependent on them.
We got to sit on this toilet. The Negro, that was the Super Bowl for the Negro. Sitting on the same toilet as Esau. And they don't even wash their hands after they get off the toilet too. When you go in the bathroom with them, straight up.
Yep, just right out the door. Hey, but during these times, you got to think about it. It says that he might be revealed. Even during the early years, our people were deceived, where they sought after equality. They wanted to be on the same page, same level, because you got a lot of our people today. They say, well, y'all don't understand what your ancestors have went through to get the right to vote. You don't understand all of it. Our people was bamboozled to get the right to vote, because guess what? Your vote don't even count. The president is selected by the Electoral College.
It don't matter who you vote for. The results don't change. Look at Chicago. You had a black president. You had an all-Democratic Congress and Senate. And look at Chicago. Did anything change in Chicago? Chicago is 100% democratically run. So who else you going to vote for? You got who they say you need to vote for to be on top. You still at the bottom. And you still want to keep pulling that lever, thinking you're going to get a different result, and you just sinking lower and lower to the bottom. Our people going to come back to the Bible because they ain't going to have no choice. They're going to be at the bottom so low that they're going to realize that this is the only way out. That's what's going to have to happen. Because even now, when we in the hoods teaching, you got our people on Section 8 in welfare, and they still don't want to repent. They done got comfortable being at the bottom. Wait till they turn off that EBT card, though. That's when they're going to come to the Bible.
Lord's will. Read on.
That was it.
Now, read on, bro. Read on.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he taketh out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
That's when Christ come back and he going to destroy them with his mouth. It says, who is coming from Basra?
Right. And you got to love the way Apostle Paul wrote that thing. He said, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Letting you know, the white man was putting in major league work back under Rome.
Yep, even during that time.
Putting in work.
Yep, even during that time. He was already putting in work during that time when Christ walked.
And it said, only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out the way. This is telling you that this man has been set up to rule as ordained by the Most High God, man.
Yeah, and this is talking about a nation of people. That's the thing. Like he said, the iniquity does already work. So who was ruling when Paul was there? This is telling you right here. That's why you got to understand this is not, because in Christianity they tell you some mythical man that's going to come out of nowhere, out of the Middle East or something.
He was already working under Paul, some ghost floating around disturbing the apostles.
Yeah, like this ghost over there blowing up Syria and Iraq and all them places. Them ghosts over there.
He going to be a ghost.
Read on.
Verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
You see that? Whose coming is after the work of Satan. So this is not Satan. This is a man. This is the Edomites. Read on.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
So he working after his science and all of this. Read on.
And with all deceivableness.
Because he is a liar. Read.
Of unrighteousness.
Of unrighteousness. Because remember, they sought out all wickedness. All wickedness. All the traditions that you celebrate today in the American society, the traditions of men, it's all paganism. All. And they love that thing so.
And it says after the workers of Satan. So if he walking after the Satan, you following him. Who you following?
But our people bamboozle. They like, no, he is the great white hope. He can't be doing this.
He giving me welfare.
He's giving me all of this great stuff.
Vouchers.
He can't be doing this. Hey, our people, y'all need to wake the hell up. Because our people believe that this man, which has always been your enemy, that has always destroyed you as a people, he can't be corrupt like this. He's changed.
All he did was broke a Negro's leg and gave him a cane. Now he their friend. He's the one that takes the CIA and dumps the drugs to your community, makes the prison sentences, makes you have to take welfare, so you have to get your man out of the house.
Right.
Now all of a sudden he's your friend.
Because he set up a methadone clinic.
Yeah, he give you a method. After he dropped the drugs in your community, make you a crackhead, and you whore yourself out to the whole neighborhood, he take you to a rehab, and now he your friend.
Read on.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, and them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth.
They not keeping his commandments. Read on.
That they may be saved.
Because by you keeping God's commandments, you will be saved. Read.
And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie.
You see that? The Most High is going to send you a strong delusion. That you believe the lie, and you believe that a Trump is going to save you, or one of these presidents of the United States is going to save you, or one of these senators that you vote that's following the agenda is going to save you. Why is it that every person that you vote into offices, even with your local government, they following the same thing? It is not a radical change. It's the same policy.
No,
it just matures.
It gets worse. That's the change. The communities get worse.
Like I told him, Obama brought him change they can believe in. He changed the men to women. That's what he did. That's what he gave the nigga, the transgender bathroom.
And you from employed to unemployed.
That's what changed for the Negro. All that excitement and all that stuff, the only change you got was transgenderism.
Hey, read verse 12.
Verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
You see that? Dang. It said that they, Most High is a mastermind. That's why the scriptures prophesy 2/3 of Israel will be put to death. It said that they all might be damned who believe not the truth. So they don't believe that you blacks, Hispanics, and Native American are the children of Israel. They don't believe that you got to keep God's laws. They don't believe the truth. And it says what? But had pleasure in unrighteousness. I like to celebrate my Christmas. I like my birthdays. Yeah. I like sin.
They put the trust in sin.
Yeah. If I feel like I want to be a transgender and all that, then that's what I am. Come as you are.
Transracial now, brother. Transracial.
Hey, next thing you know, we're going to have somebody coming up in the truth saying, well, I feel like I'm an Israelite.
Right.
I feel like I'm a black man and I'm an Israelite. So y'all got to accept me. Hey, let's get that next verse, bro. Jeremiah 5:14. Nah, get 1 Timothy. Get 1 Timothy 4, 1-2. This
is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
See, right, this is a prophecy. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times, last days, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. That's your Christianity. That's your Hinduism, Muslims, all of these idolatrous
customs. It's your politics now.
That's a religion.
Right. People now are so, like, the politics is so toxic now. Like, if you're a Republican, you're going to get a beat down from the Democrats. If you're a Democrat, you're going to get the beat down. So, like, it's hit like it's like a mania now out here, man. That's why we can't be involved in that foolishness, bro.
It's like the Crusaders when they was
that's
warring
exactly
against each
what
other.
it is.
But you know what? Both of them are deep, though. Christianity and politics is giving heed to seducing spirits. Because our people really get riled up on that. Because in Christianity, remember we was talking to a sister, and we were just going over some scriptures, and we triggered her because we went over some scriptures. She was like, I know I'm saved.
Yeah, we didn't even get to Deuteronomy 22:5. No, we wasn't even going there, but the demon jumped out on us.
Yeah,
I know
I'm saved. And I'm looking like...
We just with pants on. You wearing the same thing Christ wearing when he come back, and you going to get the kingdom of heaven. Hey, you dress like Christ, and you gonna, as a sister, you going to get the kingdom of heaven.
Hey, look, and she admitted that a whole lot of stuff we was bringing out, she was doing that wasn't in the Bible. And she knew there was a sin. We bringing it out. And she said she knows she's saved. That's 2 Thessalonians, man, that believe that lie. Man. That strong delusion. This thing right here, too, this 1 Timothy 4 is hitting right on the head.
Read on.
Verse 2, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
You see that? It says speaking lies of hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. So what's some of the hypocrisies that a Christian will say? The laws are done away with, but do your tithes. What? Wait a minute. I thought the laws are done away with.
Hey, that's she told us. The laws are done away with. So we say, what is sin? Breaking the laws. How's the laws done away with? Well, I asked her, I was like, so what does it mean to be righteous? You know what I mean? Can the unrighteous get into heaven? No, you got to be righteous. Well, what does it mean to be righteous? Then we read the scripture and it tells you got to be keeping the laws to be righteous. But it still don't register, man. That's that hot iron. That hot iron, I think somebody just pulled the lid off that dome and just took that iron and just scorched that joint down until it just was just like a little piece of black tar left up in that joint.
Right, and it's
that
crazy
nothing
because,
you can do with it.
And the thing is that it's how people say, you know, that she against homosexuality and stuff like that. But yeah, she votes for the Democratic Party as well, showing that this stuff is all polluted as tables of vomit and confusion.
Hey, with that, we will say shalom. We'll sign crazy.
Shalom, fam.
Hey, shalom.
Most High Christ bless.
Shalom Israel, this is Officer C of the IUIC Booster Club. I want to say thank you to all those who have joined and all those who have donated. Your donations have helped us reach over 14 international locations in under 1 year. That's right, in under 1 year we hit over 14 locations. But don't worry, we just getting started. So stay tuned, continue to send your support, and continue to pray for us as we continue to spread the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.
Brothers and sisters, I want to take the time out to welcome all of those who's returning back to the Lord. No matter what camp you in, no matter where you're from, we waking up, O Israel. So welcome home.
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father. O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Now why they trying to make it so hard to serve God? And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd? For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound whack, man. Listen here, we not a color in a box. We are equal to the people in the Bible, don't be shocked when I tell you you the greatest to ever walk on this earth. Just pay attention and listen to know your worth. We lost our connection to God because of wickedness. Now he is calling us back to do his business. Many will be called, only few will be chosen. So you better do your best to be sure you one of those cause
O nation of Israel, it's time to return to the Father.
Brothers and sisters, we want to thank you for all your support. We want to thank you for making the travels possible. We want to thank you for helping us to gather the diaspora of our people. And to those of you who believe, welcome home.
O nation of Israel.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.